Have you ever wondered why God placed you on this earth? What's your divine purpose? Today, we're going to explore what the Bible says about discovering and living out God's unique plan for your life. Are you facing a closed door, a broken dream, or an unexpected detour? In these moments, Jeremiah 29 verse 11 becomes more than just a popular verse on coffee mugs. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Let me tell you about David. He had his life perfectly mapped out. Medical school, prestigious career, the whole 9 yards. But during his second year of medical studies, he felt an unexplainable tugging at his heart to work with troubled youth. It made no logical sense. His family thought he was throwing his life away, and honestly, he wondered if he was making a huge mistake. But that persistent calling wouldn't go away. 10 years later, David runs a successful youth ministry program that combines medical care with spiritual mentoring for at-risk teenagers. Looking back, he can see how God was weaving together his medical training and his heart for young people into something far more beautiful than he could have imagined. What seemed like a career derailment was actually God's divine redirection. You see, God's plans often don't fit into our neat little boxes. Remember Joseph in the Bible? Talk about a life that seemed off track. Sold into slavery, wrongly imprisoned, yet every apparent setback was actually a set-up for his divine purpose. Genesis 50 verse 20 reveals the stunning truth when Joseph tells his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." God's plans for you are part of a much bigger story. Think of it like a massive tapestry. Right now, you might only see the tangled threads on the underside, the mess, the knots, the seemingly random patterns. But God sees the beautiful image taking shape on the other side. He's weaving your story into His greater purpose, and He hasn't made a single mistake. So, if you're standing at a crossroads today, wondering if God has forgotten you, or if your dreams have died, take heart. The master planner is still at work. Your story isn't over. In fact, the most meaningful chapters might just be beginning. Trust His heart even when you can't trace His hand, because the God who parted the Red Sea, who turned water into wine, who raised Jesus from the dead, that same God is orchestrating your story with divine precision. Next week, in part 3, we'll learn how to seek and discern God's purpose through prayer. You won't want to miss these practical steps for hearing God's voice. Hit subscribe and the notification bell to be alerted when it drops. Share this video with someone who might be questioning God's plan for their life. See you next time as we continue our series on discovering your divine purpose. Remember, God's plans are for your good. God bless.